Hey, yo, Monday.
Happy Monday. Welcome back, guys.
I know.
Monstrous Monday. How about a monstrous?
Oh, I like that. Monstrous Monday. That's right. It's a good
Monster
weekend.
Monday.
Yeah.
All good in the hood. Well, I have to start out with the checks. Of course, we have to start with the checks. Here we go.
Go got
Check, please.
Story. Check, please.
Check, please.
some a little lower. That's nice. Look at the discount.
Just a touch. 2 350s and 360, 360, 360.
I know, but I'm saying we've been seeing 375. That's all I'm saying. It's good. Good, man.
So it's still an hour and a half to bump those up. Go
That's
get
right.
them, people.
Must be because ETH pumping. Is it because that? Is ETH going goofy again?
It's still just over 20. But D-Ray, I don't know if you're going to share that. I have that story queued up about burn and ETH. So we'll talk about that later. So
That's right.
there is stuff going on with that, but still working on charging these portals, right, boys?
Oh, yeah.
So this is how it's done.
The girls put a huge dent in that Sunday.
Yeah,
A huge dent. I was like, holy crap! They did like 4,000 charges. It's
Yeah.
insane.
It is.
Yeah,
Their
so-
spaces, man. They go bonkers over there. That's good. That's what you need to do. That's what they call it, whatever, the clicky clickersons or something like that, right?
Clicky McClickerston.
Yeah, something like that.
Charging
But
Charlie. Charging Charlie.
Charge it. But hey, did you look even too when you hit the little thing to the next? You know how it doesn't reveal, but it
Yes.
says. You see that? You see?
Yeah, if you watched my show over the weekend, it said I did break this news that it says the lab.
Calm down, Tim.
because
Calm
it
down.
Did say,
Calm down. Look at
did say
the lab. It's lab. You see the lab?
The lab.
That's
LAB.
That's kind of something there. It looks like it, right?
It's definitely going to be something, but we got to get through this one first.
It is, but I'm just saying when you reveal one, it's cool because the redacted also kind of gives you a little love, right? Little kind of speculation over there.
It's another carrot.
I forget what space I was on, but they were speculating like champions. They were all talking about all kinds of stuff, man. They were talking about the social bird. They were talking about Elon. I was like, what?
Yes.
That would be crazy, right?
Most of
Yeah.
them do well, except FOMO. FOMO likes to call that yellow one compostability.
Both, yeah, like he's gardening. It's fun.
Like it's
Greg.
compost. There is no T in there, but yeah.
How's it going, Craig? Good to see you, brother. Good evening. Yes, good to see you. Look at that, Will T. Yes, how good to see you. Kingfisher. Hola, Pure Vida. What's happening? Yes, good to see you. What's up for Facebook? I don't know. I think Facebook is sometimes cardiac, Chris. Not sure, but hey, what's going on? Lots to do
Could
this
be.
week.
There's monster sightings all over. Whose is this, D-Ray?
I think that's Night Owl.
Night Owl.
Oh.
Some good stuff.
That is cool, man.
These guys hanging out
Where is that?
all over. Well, I don't know the location. It's still unknown.
It's still
But they're
unknown.
out there. That could be the lab, right?
Oh,
That could
it
be
could
the
be.
lab.
That's a fancy lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lobby. They're coming out from the lab. This is what they look like when they come out of the lab. Who knows?
That's true. I
I
like
don't know what kind
Monster
of
My
tree that
Cities. Monster My Cities, they got them posting everywhere, man. They're like in all the different places. I like the little, the different landmarks everywhere. It's cool.
That's right. It is after 8:00, so maybe we can refresh these. Let me get after this and see what happens.
3 golds.
3 golds. Gonna refresh. And not yet. I'm gonna have to go back and do the other stuff. So if you want to go over a story, Ray, while I do this.
Well, yeah,
This
while you're
way.
doing that, I'll go through. We got some more stuff here. Kingfisher's Corner. Yes, my studio Kingfisher. It's right. It's on the show. They got it. Yeah, they he has his Wednesday. Put what time you put on Wednesdays too. There, Will T. I think he's 4:00. Yeah, he does it 4:00 almost every day. So I'm just saying, put it in there. That's good. And John, yeah, it's Monsters. That's what it's called. Just so you got it. You got the question up there. From what I see, like I said, I'm just going to the website, but yeah, it's just straight up the Monsters, right?
That's all I've heard them call. We've seen some people call them M2 Monsters. They've done some artwork with the old M2 Monster logo, but as far as I know, it's Monsters is all I've heard.
Yeah. But yeah,
Well, from the looks of it, I would just say the capsule says M2 Monsters, but the collection is Monster My City.
Yeah.
So
well, that's why we said just monsters,
Yeah.
That's why, like I say, you go to the website. What's the difference? What does it say there? Monster My City. Like if you got it up there.
Right, and the collection. It's just the only M2 thing is on the capsule itself.
Yeah.
So that might be where people are getting some kind of idea, but
right. So you want me to do the news first? Is that what you're saying?
Let's see. I'm going to hit the refresh again and see what happens. Nope, they're taking a little while to come out.
Did you do the refresh on the thing?
Of course I did.
Hey,
refresh the metadata.
Just making sure.
Well, I've been doing it all weekend, Ray, trying to get these into the map.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. It could be like an AI. I don't know. Sometimes you can fake the funk with the AI now, Tim. Who knows?
I don't know anything about AI.
Sure you don't. Unless Dusty, did you have something with Dusty? I'll jump in the news, but if you got something with Dusty,
I'll keep going. If Dusty wants to talk about this, he was the one who shared this with me, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ethereum's burning ETH at a rate of 5.5 billion per year as the Chapella upgrade approaches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know I was getting invited to talk about that article. I thought it was such a cool article. It's one of those you pull up at a red light. You're going to be sitting there a little bit, so you pop on Coinbase, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I had to pull over and read through it. I was like, man, this is awesome. This is so freaking awesome for ETH. So I don't know if I read it well enough to actually do a show on it, but yeah, man, it's so stinking cool. All the highlights in it of especially when they throw into correlation that I think it was 80,000 ETH that has been burned. You think, yeah, that's not that much ETH. But when you see that comparison to how much ETH should have come out from the proof of work, man, it's a huge difference. It's over 2 million ETH that should have come out that did not come out. And then we burned this 80,000 ETH. Man, the future for ETH is looking very, very good. It excited me. And not that I'm a big ETH holder. It's just ETH is tied to everything I do hold. It's tied to my B. It's tied to my B honey, my M2. Everything is tied to ETH. So when ETH goes up, it's just like that old saying we had where when the tide rises, all ships rise with it. So
yeah,
it made me so excited that I started sending it out to people.
Well, that is crazy because that's what they were calling. I wouldn't say, what did they call the triple halving? Wouldn't that they were calling it when we were doing them? Yeah, I mean, that is. And there's even one more that you're talking about, but the whole in total, it is crazy, man. And yet I always look at it like that. I mean, our NFTs, the Bs, I mean, when we, if I would never sell them, but if you did on OpenSea, it's an ETH, so that is definitely, I mean, that's where they live. They live on the Ethereum blockchain. That's all. It's important to all of us. That's why, there's a difference of where you build NFTs, right? Some go over, to different places where it's cheaper gas and do all those things like that. But you always want to be where all the traffic is, right? You want to be on the highway, right? And Ethereum is the highway. It's the digital real estate of this world, right? At least now. So yeah, that's awesome, man.
Which they keep upgrading. Right. So, if they keep, staying ahead of curve, it only means better things for ETH and everybody that builds on ETH. So it's important that it be fast and efficient. And now, now that they're burning it, and I don't know if you can see this graph, but I'm going to try and blow it up. But basically there it was, the burning brought the supply down. So the ETH supply has come down in the last 208 days. So you can see that starting to go in the right direction, which makes, scarcity happen. And then therefore the value is going to go up. And just one more reason why the ETH is going to become more valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
usually
this is also what makes that word flippening a possibility,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Bitcoin doesn't burn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So someday there'll be 21 million Bitcoins out there, but nobody's burning any,
except for that guy's ledger that's at that's in the
people that lose them, right? And I know people that have lost them and thrown out their computer or forgot their seed phrase of whatever time when they got 5 or 10 when they were $1 or less, and they didn't really care about it. And right now they're caring about it.
Oh yeah,
he's not happy that he lost that computer, because he had quite a few Bitcoin on there. But they're gone forever, right? That's a wallet that will never be recovered, never returned, never seen. So it's out of circulation. It's not out of existence. These burns, go out of existence, never to return. I don't know how someone would get it off a lost computer, but that's not a willing burn situation.
No. Nope.
So
yep, let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
We did mention there is the upcoming this upgrade that they were talking about, where you'll be able to unstake, and I think that happened the other day. This article might be
a few days ago.
A few days ago, but Coinbase announced that they'll be unstaking within 24 hours, and Lido Finance, another one who was doing staking for people, was going to wait until mid-May before they let the unstaking happen.
Yeah.
So very cool article. Thank you for sharing that. And I got one more. This one, Ray, is good for you. The fight between crypto and governments are just getting started, says the Shapeshift CEO. This is a quick little article, but basically he says that money, the basis of this whole thing is that money finds the easiest place to transact. It's like water. Water finds the easiest path out to the ocean, and money finds the easiest path to transact. And if the U.S. government is going to make it more and more difficult to use crypto, people are going to find a way to trade crypto overseas or wherever they have to do it, because outside of the United States, especially places like El Salvador or wherever else, not China, right? China has another lock on what they're doing. But a lot of companies are embracing it and using it because it's fast, efficient, and it's all on the blockchain. So if the U.S. doesn't get in gear and figure out how we're going to be able to play the game, people are going to find other ways to trade in crypto. So this is just a quick one, but it says the government sees it as sort of a scammy area, where they can come and look like a hero for cleaning up the mess.
Yeah.
But according to that, they'll be too late, and the government actors need to crack down on crypto, since too many people will be aware of its value and utility, because they're going to want to go after it.
Oh yeah.
But that was just that was a cool one. But let me get rid of that one.
Good to see you over in Facebook.
And go
a couple
back
over
to
in Facebook now. That's awesome. But yeah, let me jump in because I have I'm going right with it. SEC is suing somebody else again. Taking somebody else to court. So I got some of that, and some other news. Elon Musk is working on his own AI stuff, and there's people trying to decentralize science. You ever heard of that? Well, seriously, people, you don't really realize when everything's funneling to the top, and that's who pulls out grants, and that's how you get listed in papers and be published. Oh, there you go. Ooh,
breaking news, Ray.
Little Rock
just happened.
Wow.
United States, Little Rock.
That's a big one.
Population of 197. Not that big.
That's big.
197,992. Almost 198. Right?
Yeah.
The Zolts, and I'll go find that. But let's see. Ota in Japan. That's a P1, and that is 224,000 people. 358.
All
And
right.
Ota, one more. Let's see if we can get this one to refresh, and then
Ota.
I'll go map them out.
I thought it was
Deer
Death
Valley. Deer Valley, United
Valley.
States. So 2 United States out there. This one is 165, 656. A Zoltorian.
You got to find out where Deer Valley is.
I will. So if you want to do your stories, I'll put these in the map while you're doing that.
All right,
That takes
cool,
me a
man.
second.
Let me jump over there. And
Take it
do the-
away.
Yeah, let me get it. Share screen, move tire. There we go. Check it out. Australians, and we're always talking about locking it up, Tim. And Dusty. Gotta be safe in crypto. But Australians lost $148 million in crypto scammers last year. That's a lot of kangaroos there, right there. So people just need to kind of slow down in this space and take your time. But these crypto transfers resulted in criminals obtaining that much money, right? It's 221 million in Australian dollars, but that's a big hit, man. And this stuff has kind of got to change. But you got to watch again. That's what this space is about. When there's money to be made, you see it in everything, even with email scams. I know you put that kind of stuff up too, Tim. It happens in everything. So yeah, just gotta watch it, man. And here another thing, the FTX and all of this, rumbling and earthquake stuff happening with FTX. Shaq has finally been served a lawsuit after months of running. The lawyers say. So Shaq has finally been served, and that's a shame because Shaq, funny, seems like a pretty cool dude, man, and he does a lot, for people. Sometimes you get caught up in this stuff, shilling, doing all this stuff with, this place that was paying you. This is the stuff you got to watch out for. That's why we always talk about this isn't financial advice. This isn't this isn't that. Everything we talk about, at least in the crypto, it's stuff that we own, and we just believe in it, right? I mean, it's just because that's kind of the idea, right? Is you find your horse and you talk about it. You talk about the space and why it's going to either help with mass adoption, how it's going to make things easier with transactions, how it's going to make things more secure. That's what I look at when I'm looking in any of these, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, anything like that, right? So, alongside fellow high-profile endorsers, we talked about it with Tom Brady, Larry David. O'Neal was named as a defendant in the suit filed last November in Florida. So he's going to have to kind of go and see if he's going to be held liable for that kind of stuff, right? So here's some more. This is what, Tim, you were talking about, kind of touching on. SEC labels Algorand and 5 other tokens as securities in a BitTrex lawsuit. And it's ridiculous because BitTrex, I was watching, so I didn't pull it up, but I was watching their CEO several, I think it was like 1 or 2 years ago, and he was saying, listen, I'm being proactive, and I'm writing the SEC and saying, hey, this is what we have on our exchange. Which one of these do you consider securities? They're asking them, hey, help us out to figure it out, and then we'll look at them and remove them from our system, right? No response. They didn't do anything, right? So this is kind of weird and ridiculous that this place that's going to go and start, doing lawsuits and calling people, that are doing something illegal. They didn't know, and they were trying to do things proactively, right? Writing the SEC several times, and they never got a response. So this thing is happening. This is going on. There's several other ones. Like I said, the OMG network. This is one of the other tokens. Dash is another one. Monolith, TKN, Naga, I don't know that one. But real estate protocol. Look at that, Tim. And then the Algorand. So these are some of the other tokens that they're kind of pulling in and putting into this lawsuit. So, got to keep an eye on it. Got to see what's going on. This is continuing to happen. And then this is a response, again, watching and understanding which senators, which legislators, which Congress, women and men, which ones are kind of about crypto, which ones are doing the right things for crypto. You'll hear I got a little video at the end that I want to do with Anthony Scaramucci. He's talking with some people at the whatever on a video, and he's talking about the same thing. You're going to start seeing, I think there's around 70 million US citizens that are on Coinbase that have a wallet, right? Those are the ones that are KYC'd. So 60, 70 million US citizens are starting to be into this. So you're going to start seeing, I don't think people will be a single issue people, right, with one thing just because they're in crypto, but it could be something that tips the scales when you're talking about who you're going to vote for, right? A lot of people vote with their money. They do. I mean, that's kind of the main easy thing is, hey, what are you doing at the kitchen table? I don't take money don't take food off my table. So, this is something to keep an eye on. And this here, Rep Davidson, just introduced some legislation to fire Gensler. And like I said, this is the SEC boss who they're looking to get rid of, because the guy is all over the map, right? I was looking at videos. I wasn't able to pull it up, but he had videos of him back in the day, speaking highly of a lot of different cryptos. And then now, just because maybe FTX and maybe, and I'm not going to get into it, but maybe FTX, since they're not around anymore, they were doing well with that. Now they're changing their tune. So in April 15 tweet responding to Coinbase's legal chief Paul Grewal, the crypto-friendly congressman announced his intention to have Gensler removed from his role after the SEC's latest announcement, revisiting the proposed redefinition of an exchange. So he's talking about, to correct a long series of abuses, I am introducing legislation that removes the chairman of Securities and Exchange Commission and replaces the role with an executive director that reports to the board, where the authority should reside. Former chairs of the SEC are ineligible. And this is another one. This Hester Pierce, she's like the crypto mom, and she's kind of part of, not in a good way. She's like a pro crypto, somebody that really is all trying to get it. So you're not making every kind of innovation and crypto leave the U.S. Economy, right? So look at this. It's talking about today's commission tells entrepreneurs, this is what she's saying, trying to do new things in our markets to come in and register. When entrepreneurs find they cannot, the commission dismisses the possibility of making practical adjustments to our registration framework to help entrepreneurs register, and instead rewards their good faith with enforcement action. Today's commission treats the notice and comment rulemaking process not as a conversation, but as a threat. And they are. It's crazy that, like I said, they were doing that CEO of Bittrex tried to reach out in good faith, and now they come back around, and now they're being obviously threatened and sued. So it's crazy how all this is starting to work out. But it looks like, that's what's great about the U.S. There's a lot of process, right? No matter even what they do here in this court, they'll go to the Supreme Court, and then always what happens, it starts getting into the consciousness of the country, right, and voters, and people start voting, right? So all this is good, but it is crazy how some of these people are trying to do the right thing, and they get smacked down, right? This is switching gears, talking about what I kind of mentioned at the beginning. Decentralized science is the key to fixing academic research. So locked paywalls and high fees are defining characteristics of traditional academic research. And this is called, look at DeSci, can now lower the barriers to access. But DeFi, we always got DeFi, got all kinds of decentralized everything. But now you're starting to see this with DeSci. Decentralized science aims to disrupt these systems for good reason. DeSci paired with blockchain technology has the potential to upend existing funding schemes and enhance collaboration between stakeholders in scientific endeavors. Right? I'm sure we all know that there's places that fund and have grants and all these things. Well, that could kind of steer things in one direction, right? So this is a great thing. The sector benefits from publicly funded research to achieve more significant profit margins than Google, Amazon, or Apple. Instead of advancing science, these publishers conceal government-funded research behind locked paywalls and charge high subscription fees. The other problem too, and we touched on a little bit, is getting into those those publications, right? It's hard to get your stuff published, especially when you're not in the mainstream of thought, right? And that's exactly the opposite of what science is, right? Science should be you're doing all these theories and kind of doing all these testing and testing these theories, and you come up with what the answer is, not kind of guide it exactly on who's getting funded. So another great thing, hopefully blockchain is going to bring is kind of decentralizing all of this power, and science is a big power struggle. So that's great. I'm looking forward to it, and then like I said, seeing how this old DeSci works. Another thing, Elon Musk is going to launch truth-seeking artificial intelligence platform called Truth GPT. Not in this articles, but did you guys see the Chaos GPT? Did you guys see that at all? No?
I didn't see it. I think I heard about it, but I haven't checked it out.
Okay. Just saying, somebody spun up something called Chaos GPT, and immediately that AI started seeing how it could get its hand on nuclear weapons. So
Oh,
and it created its own Twitter account and started posting, seeing if there was anybody that could help it get its hands on nuclear material. But it was just funny. It's Chaos GPT. But this is another one, Truth GPT, that Elon is working on, and he's going to start something which I call Truth GPT, or a maximum truth-seeking AI that tries to understand the nature of the universe. And obviously, he kind of got a fist or a mouthful, and when he kind of bought Twitter, and he's starting to trying to push back against what he perceives as a left-wing bias in the industry. Musk told Carlson that ChatGPT is programmed by left-wing experts, which trained the chatbots to lie. This is Elon saying. Carlson, for his part, also stated that the deeper problem is not simply that it will become autonomous and turn us all into slaves, but that it will control our understanding of reality and do it in a really dishonest way, adding that it could be programmed to lie to us for political effect. And just like in anything in technology, you got to understand whoever controls or messes with the algorithm, or kind of can lead this down the path, because eventually it will kind of be self-sustained, this AI. So but it will work its way there, right? And it will have a bias one way or the other. So I think this might be the best path to safety, in a sense that an AI that cares about understanding the universe is unlikely to annihilate humans, because we are an interesting part of the universe. So, hey, there you go. But give it some good positive reasons to why humans aren't, this way, right? Here it is with the Google CEO. We're not ready for advanced AI, and this is, like I said, this is what everybody's kind of talking about. They want to pause on some of this stuff, right? And he also wants to know, is AI is not coming for our jobs or not? It depends on who you ask. Since the public launch of OpenAI's ChatGPT in November, the predicted shift to an artificial intelligence-driven workforce has stoked concerns about what comes next. And this is what he was saying on 60 Minutes. But he said the worries we're seeing in the early stages of AI development is a reason to be optimistic. So he's optimistic about it. Obviously, there's some downside, but who knows with technology? You kind of got to go and see. On one hand, the pace at which we can think and adapt as a societal institutions compared to the pace at which the technology is evolving, there seems to be a mismatch. On the other hand, compared to any other technology, I've seen more people worried about it earlier in its life cycle. So I feel optimistic about the number of people who started worrying about it, the implications, and hence the conversations are starting in a serious way as well. There's a lot of people talking about and concerned of how fast this thing is learning, and obviously that it's autonomous, right? That's a very kind of nothing we've ever dealt with, right? Historically, new technology has eliminated certain jobs, but the benefits have largely outweighed the disadvantages. While some jobs were lost, the Industrial Revolution created many higher paying and more appealing opportunities for workers. It's always happened that way. And I'm just asking you guys, have you ever heard of, or anything like that, any type of innovation that, maybe at first there was obviously some loss of jobs, but in the long run, it's always seemed to work out better. And you can, think about the horse and buggy with the cars, right? I don't know. Do you guys,
right.
you know of anything?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's with everything, just like you said. All the innovation, it disrupts, somebody's position, but then it creates more different versions, or it frees up somebody to pursue something else that they, really have a true passion for, because maybe they worked in a laundromat and everything's getting automated and they don't need so many people doing that, and they can go out and find something that they're truly passionate about. So you can't look at it like, oh, you just killed my job, now I'll never have anything to do. You need to find something or create something that has value for yourself or for someone else, and and then you'll be able to capitalize on that. Use this AI to make your life easier so that you can go out and do other things. I mean, that's the thing about every tool, you know. I mean, at first there was no wheel, right? So they invented the wheel, and now everything's moving around a whole lot better. You know, so you have to use your tools to your advantage. You can't think negatively about progress.
Right.
You could use something simple, as simple as an email too, right? You don't think our postal system was freaked out like, oh my gosh, how are we going to survive?
Right.
You know, and look at it. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a post office driver if there wasn't email today. I mean, dude, you would need 5 trailers behind you to deliver everybody's mail, or multiple trucks running everywhere, you know? So it's just something as simple as that. And today, I mean, it's normal to us, you know. AI is going to be the same way, you know. We talked about it last week. The people that embrace it are going to be successful. The people that shun it away are going to be the people that's kind of behind and have to catch back up, you know. So
no, that's a good point about the email. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it like that. You know, there is. I mean, imagine how much junk mail you would have got then. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Oh, a ton more of that stuff. Yeah. But I mean, you look at it's funny that, well, not funny that somebody made that chaos one, but you know, it's not going to be like AI. Like, what was the Matrix, where, you know, AI took over and said, we don't need humans, we're just going to use them as batteries.
Yeah, Skynet, man.
You know, it's not going to be the AI that does us in. I think it's going to be bad actors that use AI in bad ways, and that was the whole thing. There was a TV show out, a sci-fi show, right, that they called them the Travelers, and AI basically you know, perfected the time travel, but people came back and tried to mess with history so that it would go differently in the future. And I thought that was weird, but that was people using the AI in ways that, you know, and people were fighting each other from the future back here now. So it was kind of a cool show. But again, you know, AI created the time travel, or got to that point where they could do it, but then they still came back and messed things up. It was people that were messing it up. So, you know,
absolutely
not the AI.
No. Well, this is 5 minutes, and it's I just wanted to kind of, you know, I'll stop it in between. There's little parts what he's talking about. You know, the one is obviously he's talking about ETFs, Tim, and we've talked about that. It's a great way for obviously mass adoption, big institutions to, you know, get in and be a part of it, right? It's not like they got to, you know, create wallets and do all the, you know, difficulties and things like that. And then, you know, just kind of makes fun a little bit of fiat and things like that. So I'll stop it. And if you want to stop it, tell me, you know, just say, hey, you know, pause it right there. Let me put it here.
That has to do with Grayscale. If you tell me that Grayscale is going to win this court case, and there will be a cash ETF in our market, in the United States, the most mature financial services market in the world, if there is a cash ETF, I think the floodgate of institutional demand will open, because every wealth management firm will need to have a cash Bitcoin ETF. How are they going to go pitch a piece of business, and the billionaire that just sold his business says, well, what's your digital asset strategy? Oh, I'm sorry, we think it's a decentralized pet rock. Okay, well, fine. They'll go to the next purveyor of product, because these are basically commodity products.
Now, that's a big if, right,
So-
Anthony? I mean, the ETF, Bitcoin ETF, it just, under the current regime, they just...
So I think it,
And he is. I don't think it's a big if. Do you think? You think,
Right.
Tim? Right?
No.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I mean,
happening.
well, we've seen even too. I think Canada already has one, right? And that when we've been going through the news, I think Canada already has that, right?
I think they do. I'm not sure whether they're planning to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I thought that we went over a couple stories. I know. I think Canada had one, but yeah, I mean that's kind of crazy. I mean, of course, this is going to happen. I mean, like you said, you know, people are starting to really understand and see what this is, right? Especially after everything that everybody went through, right? It's crazy with the FTX and Celsius and all that garbage, man. And look where it's at. It's crazy, you know. This whole market is amazing.
so I think it's a big win. I don't think it's a big if. I think, yes, the current regime could say no. They could lose this court case. They're going to appeal it, obviously, to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is objectively quite conservative. They probably are not going to be in love with the administrative overreach. Obviously, these things are politically driven. We're all smart enough on this podcast to know that. So maybe they lose the case, and maybe they lose at the Supreme Court. But I'm going to tell you what they're not losing is in the court of public opinion. There are 77 million people, according to Coinbase, in this country that have a wallet, cryptocurrency wallet.
Did you guys know that? I didn't know that was many people in the U.S. Did you?
Yeah.
You did? Huh.
77 million. I mean, that's it probably doubled in the last couple months, but yeah, it was very low. I mean, that it was what I remember, like 5% of the population, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's the last time I thought about that it was only 5% of the population. And 77 million is not a lot for 330 million, you know, people in this country.
No, it's not, but it's
growing. Good. It's growing. Yeah. It's good.
And I would be surprised. Like for me, I'm like, I don't think with Coinbase, I only got one account, right? I'm sure people can create a couple other ones, but it's not like a MetaMask, right?
No, it's a lot harder because now you have to go through all the KYC stuff. So I didn't know it was that high either. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's higher than you thought, right, Dusty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely grown a lot, but that's what we're expecting, right? It's going to ramp up and then, go exponentially. It's not, going to be like, oh, we only get 5 people a day. It's, it's they tell 2 friends and they tell 2 friends and it just keeps multiplying like that. So,
well, another thing too is Cardiac.
faster.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I think Cardiac Chris was telling me too. Have you guys seen? He was just doing it today. That on MetaMask, it gave him a PayPal option. Is that new? Is it?
Just last week, you were allowed to make purchases through MetaMask.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, he said it was immediate. PayPal took it out of his bank account. It changed it into Ethereum, and it put it into MetaMask for him.
It's been much needed with MetaMask for a long time because they always had that little tight, like $400 is all you could buy per week. So if you remember, Steve Hawley had come on in the comments last week saying, "Hey Ray, did you know that you could buy crypto in MetaMask?" And that's kind of when it happened. It was like a day or two before that. But now you can buy with credit card, ACH. I mean, pretty much any way you can do it on like Coinbase or a central exchange. You can also do it through MetaMask now. So, that's been much needed for a long time.
That is good stuff, man.
As those wallets grow and as the people vote with their money, guys, you guys know that. And so as the wallets grow, people are going to like, okay, wait a minute. What's your position on Bitcoin? Oh, okay. And, I'm not saying they're going to be single issue voters. I'm certainly not a single issue voter. Mm-hmm. But if you told me I had 2 really good candidates, one was pro-crypto,
I kind of said this,
and the other was Elizabeth Warren-like in crypto, I'm voting for the pro-crypto. So you're at the breaking of the dam. Okay, Bitcoin this year, I guess you guys tell me, I think it's up like 70-ish% this year. Mm-hmm. Everyone said it was going to 3,000 and it was falling off the earth. So then, of course, it went up 70%. I'm not tooting my own horn, by the way, because I've been wrong about everything. And as I said when we started, I've had 5 financial obituaries written about me. I have another one, I think, coming out shortly where I'm a terrible human being and should be stoned. And I appreciate all that. But I came out of Davos and I did say, people said to me, well, what was your takeaway from Davos, Switzerland, the 3,000 elites on the mountaintop? I said, well, the 3,000 elites on the mountaintop effing hate Bitcoin. And they have decided that they not only effing hate Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is dead and it's completely irrelevant. And so not only are they bearish on Bitcoin, they're chiseling a tombstone. It opened on October 31st of 2008, and it died the day Sam Bankman-Fried declared bankruptcy, November the 11th, 2022. So Bitcoin was dead coming out of Davos. And so I came down from Davos. I said, okay, Bitcoin's going up. That was my conclusion from Davos, because these people told me in 2007 that the world was going to grow forever. We've solved all of our monetary policy problems. In 2009 January, the world was opening. All of us were falling into the center of the earth and going to be melted by the Earth's core. In 2016, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was going to resoundingly win the presidency. But then, of course, in 2020, Donald Trump, 77% of the respondents said he would be resoundingly reelected president of the United States. So to me, the elites still hate this shit. The institutions are not ready, but the world's ready. There are 3.5 billion people that are unbanked in the world. They've lost the confidence in their governments as it relates to their governments giving them their currency. And let's remind people what the currency actually is. What is the currency? It is a technology that we're using between each other. Okay, people say to me, well, Bitcoin is worthless. Okay, I brought props for the crypto thing here. Here we go. Let's look at these. See those?
We call this bad radio because we're showing something, but there's a video version.
Right, well, okay,
Yeah.
but these are $100 bills.
Sure.
Okay, because obviously, or in my neighborhood, they're known as Italian singles. You see those? Okay,
Sure.
those are $100 bills, and let's just talk about this. This is made out of cotton, and it's made out of linen. And so if you Google it, what's a $100 bill made out of? 75% of it is cotton, 25% of it is linen. You got a little bit of a counterfeit strip on it, but is that worth anything? I mean, if we're back in freshman philosophy class, it's not worth anything, but we've attached value to it. We were using it as a technology to avoid charter, but I just.
And it's old technology, and it's time for an upgrade. And
Right.
I think we're right there, right? So I'm just saying, I thought that was it was funny, it's interesting, and yeah, I mean, we talked about, like I said, several times, what what that fiat really is. It's an F word to us, right, Tim?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's crazy stuff. And yeah, I mean, currency is basically just, how you value it and how everyone values whatever it is, whether it's a piece of gold, a piece of silver. I mean, the whole thing is that people didn't want to carry all their gold around to go shopping, right? So they said, okay, we'll make paper dollars. Now, people are barely carrying around dollar bills anyway. Everybody's got a debit card or credit card or whatever. So they're using credits and debits and whatever. But there's someone behind the American dollar messing with how much is printed and, where it goes and whatever. And people are losing their faith in it. And that's sad and frustrating for a lot of people that work very hard for their dollars. Mm-hmm. And so if you're going to take a crypto like Bitcoin, a great, example, great invention from Satoshi, fix it, make it, put it on the blockchain. Everybody knows exactly where it is, where it went, and how much it's worth. And everybody agrees on it through the math. And that's a beautiful thing. And it was a great invention. And there's no reason why it can't be improved upon. But, once everybody agrees on that, then there's no stopping it. And there is no stopping it. Like I said earlier, currency goes, to the freest form. And if people are going to use it for good, they'll use it for good. If they're going to use it for bad on Silk Road or wherever else, and some government's going to go seize it, then that'll happen too. Criminals are going to be criminals, and other people will act in good faith and trade their cryptocurrency accordingly. And it's all what people put their faith behind. And obviously, people are loving Bitcoin, and it's volatile, which is fine. I mean, obviously, there's volatility in the U.S. dollar as well. I mean, there's currency markets. These guys are on Wall Street or in Chicago trading, currencies. So it's nothing new.
Yep. That's it.
But I do have I have the map. Let's get back to the map. Let me throw this up there. There's only 3 from tonight. You were asking. We knew. We'll go over here to Japan first. This is where that one was.
Well, right by Tokyo again. Oh,
Ota.
Ota.
Yeah, just above Tokyo. Kind of right there, smack in the middle of Japan. So pull out a little bit more, but you can see that there, and that's just under 250,000 people in Ota. But you were asking, where was Deer Valley, Ray? Where do you think that was?
Utah.
Utah. You thought it was the ski resort, but nope, it is not. It is in just north side of Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. Somebody, we know somebody out there
Yeah, we
might want a piece of
there's
that
a
one.
couple of folks out there.
Yeah. So right up there, Deer Valley. There it is.
I like
North
it.
side of Phoenix.
I want to
Yeah,
know why
cool.
we call it Deer Valley. It's funny how ironic some of these city names can be because it's nothing but sand. So
No deer out there. That is funny.
That's out there in the heat. They're just like, oh dear, we're in the valley.
That's right. They're like,
Let's head
please.
for the mountains.
That's right. That's right. And then there
we go. Everybody's favorite town in
Little Rock.
Arkansas, Little Rock.
That's the only,
that's huge.
major
That's
city.
a big one.
That is a big one, man.
Home
I know
of,
it's not population wise, but
Home of the Clintons.
there you go.
You just
There it is. There it is. The Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport.
It's beautiful.
The president usually gets an airport, but she shoved her name in there.
You're so crazy.
But hey, she didn't win.
Nothing like you there, Tim. That's great. Did you check out? Did you go through this with this iRobot? Did you go through some of the comments?
I did throw a couple of those. I mean, is there a Ronald and Nancy Reagan airport?
No, there's not, Tim. No.
I mean, I don't know of any other president that has his wife on his airport.
Hey, there you go.
Captain Obvious showed up tonight.
Captain. Oh, it's funny. You're crazy.
Anyway, that's the Monster.club map. Go learn something new every day on that map.
It is great map.
But yeah, I did a couple of those. Probably not all of them, but nothing wrong with that. You can have at it again if you want.
All good. It seems like we got it all wrapped up.
We'll call it a show.
Yes,
Tuesday night, Ray, there was a rumor that Tuesday night there was going to be more poker.
Oh, we need to play. Was it going to be once a week?
That's what I guess it would be just Tuesday nights.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
But
good.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's poker tomorrow night. And of course, we'll mention it on the show so that people can come to the show and then register in for the poker, and then we'll have some fun.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking to get back after it.
And like I said, I mean, there's a lot of going on all the time. My Crypto Ventures has an awesome schedule of a lot of the stuff that goes on. Right. I know we have monsters arriving on OpenSea in May. I know it's a good question, John. You got to kind of look at the website. I know when those announcements happen, they're when those cards revealed, Yeah, I can't, I don't know for sure. Like I'm just going off of speculation. I would think so, John. Because again, we're talking about, 100,000, maybe 200,000, like you were looking at and finding, right? So yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm getting nervous when John is stumped. He's usually the guy with the answers.
That's good though. He's an investigator. I like it.
And this one, did you even put this up there? When Denver?
What is that?
Will T wants to see Denver out there.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one. That would be a great one. Heck yeah.
But yep. Thanks for hosting. Our pleasure. We're always here having fun.
Yeah,
so poker tomorrow night. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out the Monster.club. Follow and look at the Twitter accounts where Monster My City and posting sightings from all over the place. That's always fun. And then keep after it and see every day, twice a day. These monsters are coming out. And don't forget to check on the checks.
Check.
The checks. Check 1, 2.
Yeah, I think the ladies are having a big charging party tomorrow night too. So
Okay.
play poker
Nice.
and charge.
Poker. Well, you can do both.
Yeah, we can charge while we're playing poker. That's for sure.
Yeah,
That's good. We'll talk all about that tomorrow night. But thanks for coming on, D-Ray. Good to see you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. It's good hanging out.
All right, very good. We'll leave it there. Say goodnight, everybody.
See ya.